There are tests in life that go beyond the ordinary, trials that only a select few, the truly chosen ones, are destined to endure. These are not just random hardships, but deep spiritual tests designed to shape, strengthen, and elevate a believer in ways they may not even realize. Allah tells us in the Quran, "Do people think that they will be left alone because they say, 'We believe and will not be tested'?" Surah Al-Ankabut verse 2. In this video, we will uncover 7 shocking spiritual tests that are unique to those whom Allah has chosen for a greater purpose. If you've ever faced these trials, know that you are not alone. Rather, you are on a path that has been walked by prophets, scholars, and righteous believers before you. Stay until the end, because the 7th test is one that very few people recognize until it's too late. Let's begin. 1. The test of faith, doubts, hardships, and the struggle for Iman. Faith is a journey, not a constant state. There are moments when your heart feels illuminated with certainty, and then there are moments when everything feels heavy, when doubts creep in, and you question your purpose. This test is one of the most profound trials that a chosen one faces, because it strikes at the very core of our relationship with Allah. Shaitan's primary goal is to make a believer lose trust in Allah. He whispers doubts, instills anxiety, and makes the heart waver. He did this to Prophet Adam alayhi salam in paradise, convincing him that eating from the forbidden tree would make him eternal. And he continues to do the same with us today, making us question Allah's wisdom, mercy, and even existence. But Allah reminds us, and if an evil whisper from Shaitan tries to turn you away, then seek refuge in Allah. Verily, He is the all-hearer, the all-knower. Surah Fussilat verse 36. Faith is not about never having doubts. It is about how you respond to those doubts. Do you let them consume you, or do you actively seek knowledge and clarity? Many of the greatest scholars of Islam went through periods of questioning before emerging stronger in faith. Another test of faith is hardship. Many people assume that if Allah loves them, their lives should be easy. But the reality is, the closer you get to Allah, the more you are tested. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lost both his parents, his beloved wife Khadija, and his uncle Abu Talib, all while facing relentless persecution. Yet, his faith never wavered. 2. The test of patience in adversity. Patience, sabr, is not just about waiting for hardships to pass. It is about enduring them with unwavering faith. It is easy to be grateful and content when life is smooth, but the real test of patience comes when everything seems to be falling apart. Will you trust Allah even when you don't understand His plan? Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam is the ultimate example of patience. He was once a man of immense wealth and influence, yet Allah tested him by taking everything away, his health, his family, and his possessions. Despite enduring years of unbearable suffering, he never questioned Allah's wisdom. Instead, he turned to Him saying, "Indeed, adversity has touched me, and you are the most merciful of the merciful." Surah Al-Anbiya verse 83. This profound level of patience teaches us that suffering is not a sign of Allah's abandonment, but rather a means of purification and elevation. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "No fatigue, nor disease, nor sorrow, nor sadness, nor hurt, nor distress befalls a Muslim, even if it were the prick he receives from a thorn, but that Allah expiates some of his sins for it." Hadith, Bukhari, and Muslim. Think about that. Every hardship you endure, no matter how small, is an opportunity for spiritual cleansing. Whether it's illness, financial struggles, loss, or betrayal, each trial is a test of whether you will remain patient or fall into despair. The key to patience is remembering that hardships do not last forever. Allah reassures us, "Indeed, with hardship comes ease, Surah Al-Anshira, verse 6. So, when life becomes difficult, remind yourself that every moment of suffering is bringing you closer to Allah's mercy. Hold on, because relief is always near. 3. The test of rejection by society. One of the most difficult challenges a person chosen faces is being rejected by society for their faith. The moment you commit to practicing Islam sincerely, you may notice that people, sometimes even those closest to you, begin to question, criticize, or distance themselves from you. They might say, "You've changed. Why are you taking religion so seriously? You don't have to pray all the time. Allah knows what's in your heart. Why do you dress differently now? You're being extreme." At times, this rejection can feel isolating, but it is a sign that you are on the right path. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam faced immense opposition when he called people to Islam. He was ridiculed, insulted, and even physically attacked. His own people, the Quraysh, boycotted him and his followers for years, refusing to trade with them or even allow them access to food and water. Despite this, he remained steadfast. He said, "Islam began as something strange, and it will return to being strange, so blessed are the strangers." Hadith Muslim. This hadith is a powerful reminder that true believers will always feel like outsiders in a world that has turned away from Allah. The question is, will you choose the approval of people or the approval of your Creator? Allah warns us, if you obey most of those on the earth, they will lead you astray from the way of Allah. Surah Al-An'am, verse 116. Being rejected for your faith is painful, but it is also a sign of Allah's favor. Stay firm. 4. The test of wealth and poverty. Wealth and poverty, two extremes, yet both are trials from Allah. Many people assume that only poverty is a test, but in reality, wealth can be an even greater challenge. Both situations reveal the true state of a person's heart. Will you remain humble, patient, and grateful regardless of your financial status? The test of wealth. Wealth can be a blessing or a curse. Allah grants some people wealth to see if they will use it wisely to help others, support their families, and contribute to society, or if they will become arrogant and selfish. Take the example of Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam. He was one of the richest men to ever walk the earth. Yet he remained deeply humble, constantly thanking Allah for his blessings. He understood that his power and wealth were not his own doing, but rather a trust from Allah. He prayed, "My Lord, enable me to be grateful for your favor which you have bestowed upon me and upon my parents, and to do righteousness that you approve." Surah An-Naml, verse 19. On the other hand, Qarun, who lived during the time of Prophet Musa, alayhi salam, became arrogant because of his wealth. He refused to acknowledge Allah's role in his success, and as a result, he was swallowed by the earth as a punishment. Surah Al-Qasas, verse 81. The test of poverty. Poverty, too, is a trial. Some people become bitter and question Allah's wisdom, while others remain patient, trusting in his plan. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam experienced extreme poverty, yet he always turned to Allah in gratitude. Allah reminds us, "Indeed, your wealth and your children are a test." Surah At-Taghabun, verse 15. The real test is not how much you have, but how you react. Will you use your blessings wisely, or will you let them destroy you? 5. The test of temptations and desires. In today's world, temptations are more accessible than ever. With a single click, we are exposed to immorality, materialism, and distractions that can pull us away from our purpose. Shaitan is relentless. He makes sin look appealing, convincing us that indulging in our desires just this once won't matter. But Every small compromise weakens the heart, making it harder to return to Allah. The test of lust and immorality. One of the greatest temptations is the desire for unlawful relationships. Society normalizes casual relationships, immodesty, and the pursuit of pleasure without consequences. However, a true believer understands that self-control is not weakness, it is strength. Look at the example of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. When he was seduced by the wife of a powerful ruler, he was a young man, alone in a foreign land, and had every reason to give in. Yet he resisted and said, "Indeed, I fear Allah." Surah Yusuf, verse 23. His story teaches us that temptation is not an excuse to sin, and true success lies in fearing Allah more than our desires. The test of materialism and fame. Beyond lust, the world is filled with temptations of wealth, status, and recognition. Many people spend their lives chasing luxury, fame, and the approval of others, forgetting that none of it will matter in the grave. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ warned, if the son of Adam had a valley of gold, he would desire 2 valleys. Hadith, Bukhari and Muslim. The test of temptation is lifelong, but the key is never giving up. Even if you fall into sin, repent sincerely and seek Allah's help. True success is not in being perfect, but in constantly turning back to Allah. 6. The test of loneliness and isolation. One of the most profound challenges one chosen faces is loneliness, the feeling of being different, misunderstood, or disconnected from those around you. As you grow spiritually, you may notice that your interests, priorities, and values begin to shift. What once entertained you no longer feels fulfilling. The gatherings you used to enjoy may now feel empty. This isolation can be painful, but it is also a sign that Allah is pulling you closer to Him. The loneliness of the righteous. Many of the greatest servants of Allah experienced loneliness. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ would withdraw to the cave of Hira, seeking solitude before revelation came to him. Prophet Musa ﷺ fled to the desert alone before Allah elevated him as a messenger. Prophet Yunus ﷺ was literally isolated in the belly of a whale, yet his supplication, "There is no God but you, glorified be you. Truly, I have been among the wrongdoers." Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 87, became a powerful means of salvation. This test is not about suffering and loneliness, but about recognizing that true companionship is found in Allah. He reassures us, and we are closer to Him than His jugular vein. Surah Kaf, verse 16, transforming loneliness into connection. Rather than seeing solitude as a punishment, use it as a gift. Fill your time with prayer, Quran recitation, and reflection. Seek out righteous friends. But also understand that even if the world abandons you, Allah never will. Do not be sad. Indeed, Allah is with us. Surah At-Tawbah, verse 40. The closer you get to Allah, the less alone you will feel. 7. The test of time. Staying steadfast until the end. Perhaps the greatest test of all is not just believing in Allah, but remaining firm in that belief until the very end. Many people start their journey of faith with enthusiasm, only to become complacent over time. Shaitan is patient. He does not always rush to mislead a person, but instead waits for moments of weakness, hoping that gradually their faith will become weakened. This is why Allah warns us, "O you who have believed, fear Allah as He should be feared, and do not die except as Muslims." Surah Al-Imran, verse 102. This verse is a powerful reminder that the state in which you die matters. A person could live their whole life as a believer, but if they let go of their faith in their final moments, all their previous deeds may be lost. One of the biggest threats to our faith is inconsistency. It is easy to turn to Allah when we are in difficulty, but what about during times of ease? Many people pray, make supplication, and seek Allah when they need Him, but once their situation improves, their devotion fades. This cycle of faith in hardship and neglect in ease is a dangerous trap. True believers worship Allah in all circumstances, not just in moments of desperation. How to remain steadfast. 1. Consistency in worship. Even small, daily acts of worship keep the heart alive. 2. Surrounding yourself with righteous people. Good company strengthens faith. 3. Seeking knowledge. Learning about Islam keeps the heart connected to Allah. 4. Constantly making supplication. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam frequently prayed, "Oh, turner of hearts, keep my heart firm upon your religion." Hadith Tirmizi. If you've made it this far, this message is for you. Your struggles are not punishments, they are proof that Allah is guiding you. Stay strong. Keep going, because what awaits you in the hereafter is beyond imagination. The struggles you face are not random, they are signs of your spiritual journey. They are Allah's way of shaping you into someone greater, someone prepared for paradise, a chosen one. Every hardship, every test, and every moment of loneliness is a step toward something better. The key is to never give up. Keep striving, keep making supplication, and trust that Allah's plan for you is always greater than what you can see. If you found this video inspiring, share it with others who might need this message. You never know whose heart you might touch by spreading words of encouragement. And if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to our channel. It costs nothing, but it helps us create more content that strengthens faith and inspires hearts. Before you go, comment below with this powerful prayer. Ya Allah, make me steadfast.